picturesque looking setting. Harrogate Town's League Two stadium this evening will be completely full for this game, and the locals have turned out in force. There are plenty of Leeds United fans based in Harrogate anyway, as we can tell from the number of Leeds shirts we can see sitting around us here inside the stadium, as well as those who are in the official Leeds United section. And so the two teams are ready to make their way onto the pitch. Tony Dorigo is, as you've already heard, lightly attired this evening because it's extremely warm still, and is ready to run the rule over this first proper pre-season game for Leeds.
Yes, and actually looking at the players, still wondering exactly how they're going to form up, but it will be good to see our new signing, Joe Rothwell. He starts in that midfield area and see what he can certainly offer us going forward. But you're right, looking at the weather, as a former player, I've got to say, didn't like the sun when it was really hot in these sorts of games. But they'll get a good workout, test their fitness, and you never feel quite 100% until that first game, and even then it takes a few more to get really sharp. So it's a really important process, and this is the first step in it.
So you spent all season moaning about being cold, but as a player,
no,
you didn't like it when it was too hot?
I'm absolutely not moaning.
Where are you coming from on this one?
Oh,
I thought you'd love the heat.
Well, you were complaining you forgot your cap because the sunshine was going to be in your eyes, for goodness sake. There's always something to complain about. Here we come.
Players emerge, and as they do, the fans in front of us stand to greet them onto the playing surface. And Leeds United in the new strip. We get our first look at that one with the new front of shirt sponsor. Make their way out. Plenty of familiar faces still here. The recruitment process, I think it's fair to say, probably still in its relatively early stages, you would imagine. Either 2 or 3 weeks is it to go yet before the start of the real thing. So it will be interesting to see how many of those that we're seeing in front of us lining up at the moment will be present when it comes to the real business. And the real business, of course, is Portsmouth at home on that first Saturday lunchtime. LUTV will be doing what LUTV does for all the games through the course of the season, and changing arrangements domestically at least, but internationally, whilst there are some twists and turns to be explained, and I've had a look through them, I'm not entirely sure I actually understand what it all implies, but I'm sure we'll work it out as the season progresses. And hopefully once more, like last time, despite the disappointing end, there'll be loads and loads to enjoy along the way. It's a proper campaign, is the Championship. We were reminded of that last time around. It's full on, and the process, I guess, begins here tonight.
Yes, you're absolutely right. 46 games, it's an absolute marathon. Let's not forget last season we got off to an extremely poor start. That's the first thing to be rectified, and I agree with you with regard to the transfers. Let's look when the window's shut to see exactly, you know, who else has gone and who else has come in, and then we'll have a lot better idea. But even so, looking at the team we've got out there, it's pretty strong, isn't it?
Yep, so Joe Rothwell will take his place in the Leeds midfield, we would expect and anticipate. He's out there with the players, with his new teammates at the moment. He's had a little bit of time to get to know them. Otherwise, there's a fair degree of familiarity in that group, isn't there now? And they were a strong group as a group last season. They bonded well, and you always got that sense when you were in the players' presence that they get on well with each other. And I've been into the training ground as well through the course of this pre-season period, and met with a few at the training ground, and always that is the sense that I take away, that they are a group that gets on well together.
I think you're absolutely right. What's interesting now is just looking how we are going to line up, and I do think it's with 3 centre-halves.
Yeah, you were speculating about this, weren't you?
And I'm looking at it. Debayo kind of on the left, Rodon in the middle, Ampadu on the right, and then Firpo possibly as a left wing back, and Dan James as a right wing back. Gruev and Rothwell kind of sitting, and then we've got Ruter, Piroe, and of course Joseph up top. So let's see how this one goes.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Pre-season is a time for experimentation, and if Daniel Farke has new things he'd like to look at, then now is when he's going to be doing it. There's crisp first touch from Rothwell, and the ball is rolled out to the figure of Dan James, who actually basically finished the season nursing a really bad scar from that injury he got, you'll remember, in the playoff final. And I was chatting with Dan a week or so ago, and it's a pretty gruesome sight. The damage left by that is going to be with him for some time to come. The fact that he actually played on with it is quite remarkable, because it's a very deep cut. We joked and said it's like the Harry Potter scar on his forehead, so we may be seeing some more Harry Potter themed celebrations, we would hope, having seen them from Georginio last season as well.
I think what we do know from Dan James, he's brave as a lion, isn't he? Just the commitment is wonderful to see. It's always wonderful to see as well this pre-season is Matteo Joseph up top. I remember the games we did before the last pre-season, Bryn, and when he came on, he looked extremely good. I thought, wow, he's going to have a big part to play in the coming season. But then he got injured, unfortunately, in pre-season, and then kind of missed out, never really got going. We saw glimpses, didn't we, of his potential. Let's hope he stays fit. And I think this season we're going to see a lot more of him.
Well, it's an area and a position in which Leeds are surely going to be strengthening before the season starts, because at the moment he and Piroe are the two who will occupy, you would imagine, those furthest forward positions. But there is scope for further strengthening in that area. I think it's fair to speculate. It's Joe Rodon, who has arrived, of course, permanently now as part of the deal that took Archie Gray to Tottenham. We wish Archie all the very best with that one. I think he's already made quite a big impression, hasn't he, on his first run out in front of the Spurs fans.
Yes, I think he played a bit of centre-half, didn't he? I think he can play in goal, you know. He's played everywhere else.
Leeds on their first foray forward here, with Firpo brought to ground. The referee stepping in swiftly to ensure that Leeds United get a free kick. Andrew Kitchen in charge of the game this evening. Harrogate were in action last weekend with a game against Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield came through 3-2 in that one. And Harrogate took the opportunity to play their new signings, one of whom at that time was listed on the team sheet as a trialist, but that's Elliot Taylor, who was subsequently signed on a permanent basis from Sunderland. Taylor's on the bench for them this evening. Rodon goes back to Ilan Meslier. Ampadu waits in a familiar position, offering himself. Now James, the Welsh lads, linking up across the back there. Ampadu goes back to Meslier. Scuffed clearance from the goalkeeper, but he more than gets away with it. Here's Rothwell to Firpo. And now Debayo, the 19-year-old. Ampadu with a long ball forward, and there's Dan James popping up in an advanced position. Tries to clever cut back towards the edge of the penalty area. But it's picked up, intercepted and carried away before Junior Firpo wins the ball back for Leeds United in the centre circle.
Good ball, wasn't from Ampadu, just over the top. Dan James came to the ball and just spun over the top. Never going to catch him.
Rothwell down the channel for Georginio. Has support from James. Good ball whipped in towards the near post, and the touch on that near post was just the wrong side of it. Matteo Joseph meeting the ball at pace, couldn't divert it on target.
Best moving match so far. Georginio producing a bit of magic, finding some time and space on the edge of the box there, out to the right, and the cross was met really well, wasn't from Joseph, running onto the ball. Yep, you're right, just too much power on the header, and takes it past the post.
Belshaw, the Harrogate keeper, shielding his eyes with the sun coming in from the far end. In the hottest day of the year in the UK, certainly in this part of the world anyway, as I can testify, as the weather has been miserable in the interim period since the end of last season, heading towards the start of the next one. Hot days have been few and far between. Perhaps that's why this pitch is looking so green and lush, because there's been plenty of rain on it.
It is looking beautiful. I think I played on this pitch some 30-odd years ago, and it was nothing like this.
Well, it wasn't this pitch, because they've had a plastic one since then. As James on the charge forward. Another ball into the middle, just beyond Piroe. And Firpo will come to back him up and keep the ball in play for Leeds United. James with a good intervention down that side for Leeds again. Once more he's in possession of the ball with a chance to perhaps whip another one in. This time off the first defender. And out it goes for a Leeds United throw-in. Daly made the block.
I think three at the back's interesting, isn't it, for us, in that it uses the strengths, I think, of Firpo, which is obviously going forward. James, we know, is quite diligent defensively as well, so he can do that job out there. And Ampadu, look, he's pushing here on the right-hand side and getting forward as one of the three, because what you can't have and what we don't need is three defenders at the back playing the ball around. One of them has to break forward, break the lines, and I think certainly Ampadu would be extremely good at that.
Rodon has to make a challenge after what was a poor pass by Joe Rodon standards, so I had to go in and go in hard there to ensure that he wasn't embarrassed by that. And he's left his opponent on the ground. Just a couple have been a bit loose from Joe Rodon in the opening stages of this game, but that's, again, entirely what you would anticipate.
Welcome to pre-season. You're not quite there, you're not quite 100%. And also, let's not forget how much work these boys have put in. So they'll be feeling all of that work, a bit leggy. They just need to now get their match sharpness, and that's going to take a little while. The player that's on the deck is Follerin, actually, who thought he got a piece of the ball, but Joe Rodon with a real firm challenge took everything, ball and man. He's okay, he's up, he's fine.
Just stretching through and waiting in the middle as the throw-in is taken by one of the new signings, Asare. Zico Asare then can't keep the ball in play, and so Leeds United will have their own throw-in with Firpo into Rodon. These two have never met in a competitive fixture, despite the close proximity of the two clubs. A short run up the A61, if that's the main route out of Leeds. There are other options. And as already mentioned, there are plenty of Leeds United fans in this town. There are probably more Leeds United fans in Harrogate than there are Harrogate fans, in all honesty. But that's been the incredible rise of this football club. I've come here in years gone by when they were right down in the non-league setup, and then once Simon Weaver came in as manager and his dad took control and ownership of the club, the rise has been spectacular through the leagues, through the National League and into the Football League. And not only have they got into the Football League, but they've maintained their place in the Football League and had their best ever finish, 13th in League Two last season.
Yeah, absolutely great to see. No doubt overachieving and doing it really well.
Debayo for Leeds United to Rothwell. And now Rodon. Rothwell again just sitting in there. Ampadu operating down that right side. Nice ball into the edge of the penalty area. Chance potentially for a cross in. Does come in, and it's Ampadu, the man who's got forward to try and put that ball into the box. Ends up winning Leeds United the first corner of the evening. Nice,
good ball forward from Ampadu to Matteo Joseph, who holds it up well. Just runs to the channel. Does well, couldn't quite find any space to cross it, but rolls it back to Ampadu, who supported the striker. Corner kick was won.
Gruev in front of the new away supporters section here that was opened last season. I was standing in it for its opening fixture as the ball is hooked into the penalty area. Set pieces will be one thing we'll probably be keeping an extra eye on through the course of this pre-season. As Ethan Ampadu commits the foul, the man who's brought to ground is Follerin again. But you would imagine that set piece taking will be an area that they'll be concentrating on somewhat through the course of this summer, because they just didn't get enough goals from those opportunities. So many opportunities did they last season.
No, and you're right, it always starts with the delivery, doesn't it? So you need a quality ball in, and then you need to get the right runs. But I suppose when the players lack belief that the quality ball was going to come in, they don't quite make those runs, they don't believe, and that's got to stop. We need to get decent deliveries in, and everyone needs to, you know, charge into that box thinking they're going to score. But you're right, we didn't look like that last season.
Rothwell under a little pressure, goes back to Meslier. Lively figure up front of Duke McKenna, who completes the trio of Harrogate Town signings. Ball goes back to the goalkeeper again from Debayo. And then Meslier lifts it out for the run of Ampadu. Quickly on into the path of Joseph. Good work to get James in down the right. Well forward. Nice ball. Joseph in space. And Firpo it is who provides the finish. And Leeds United have their first goal of the pre-season programme. And it's a good goal as well. Really well worked. And Firpo popping up in the right place at the right time to make it Harrogate 0, Leeds United 1.
Excellent work from Matteo Joseph. Really good play. He find the ball out on the right-hand side, and when it does come into him, he just takes a really good touch and fires it across. And Firpo, making a good run in the middle of the goal, just has to stick a boot out and poke it home. Really well-worked goal.
So Leeds players in new positions, and to good effect in that instance there, where in the 12th minute Leeds United strike for the first time in this game. Ball out from the back from Gibson to Duke McKenna. Harrogate keen to enjoy a little spell on the ball. Leeds having dominated the early stages of this game. A lot of good stuff coming down the Leeds right. Sims back into the middle for O'Connor. Receives the ball again. There's quite an age discrepancy in some senses in the Harrogate group. I'm sure they'll be doing more work on that before the season starts as well. And we've got a number of players in their early 20s, and then one or two right at the other end of their careers, mid-30s. Simon Weaver rather, has worked wonders here in terms of recruitment in particular, because they're not working with a big budget. And yet he keeps creating teams that more than hold their own at this, the first time ever they've been at this height, at this level.
And they're knocking around well. They're retaining possession. Unfortunately, they're not really getting over the halfway line too much. And then when they do, more often than not, go backwards. But yeah, keeping the ball well.
A couple of hard challenges going on Daly, and the ball is out for the throw-in, which he takes. It's going to be one of those evenings where at some point inevitably we'll see large-scale changes being made. And Leeds have players waiting on the bench who will be keen to get on. Pascal Struijk amongst them, who's back fully fit again, having missed so much of the second half of last season. Well, in fact, all of the second half of last season.
He did, and he was obviously a really important player, so great to have him back. I think he started pre-season extremely well. I think there was a bleep test which he won, which is very unusual for a centre-half to be the fittest guy around, but clearly he's determined to do well this season.
And what will be interesting, because we saw for most of that second half of the season that different combination in there, the Ampadu-Rodon combination. So initially maybe it'll be back to a Struijk-Rodon combination, but we may, as we're seeing here, see an additional central defender played in that little group as well.
Yeah, it is interesting. We've been so used to seeing two wingers play, haven't we, all the time? Well, we haven't got a winger now. It's certainly the wing backs, and then you're looking at the front players. And it's kind of like Georginio's dropping off to the right, Piroe dropping off to the left, and Matteo Joseph up front. So it's a 3-4-2-1 formation, which is kind of the opposite of what we've been playing.
Is that a case of Daniel Farke looking at what he's got and maybe seeing if there's another way he can get the best out of what he's got?
Absolutely, looking at the strengths of the individuals and how can we make sure their strengths they use more and their weaknesses not exposed as much. So that is a possibility, and these are the games to do it.
Meslier to Rodon. Extra pressure on the goalkeepers. One of the summer arrivals is Cairns from Salford. So with Darlow, there are 3 experienced goalkeepers at the club. Joe Rodon, Rothwell, Georginio tumbles and he's helped on his way by a Harrogate body, so that'll be a Leeds free kick.
Just for a moment I thought he lost the ball, trying to beat 2 or 3 men 10 yards inside his own half. We really need him further up the pitch receiving the ball.
Debayo, on it goes to Firpo. And then Matteo Joseph. Very much a new look, Matteo Joseph, in terms of the hair.
I had to check it was him, to be honest. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Once he starts running, you soon know it is, and he's looking lively, isn't he, so far tonight?
Players always come back from their close season break with new stuff to show.
I don't know. I always come back with a mullet. That was it.
New looks to show off, apart from Tony.
Yeah.
Georginio, actually, Georginio's not dissimilar. Kept his hair something like. Joe Rodon out wide right side, Ethan Ampadu, who is sporting blonde locks. Now Debayo. Rodon on the edge of the centre circle. To Debayo, to Firpo, and Georginio, back to Firpo again. He went off to play international football at the end of the domestic season. Ampadu was involved with Wales as well. The less said about that, the better.
I didn't say anything, Bryn. Nothing at all.
I gave you the opportunity.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Gibraltar have always been a strong side. Now Joseph is up to the edge of the penalty area. Firpo's on the overlap. Again, ball in towards that 6-yard box, and this time it was James arriving. So Leeds showing variation there, and the left side was the way in. Almost brought another goal.
It did. Again, good play from Matteo Joseph, just getting the ball turning and just waiting and waiting for the right run. Junior Firpo on the overlap. Found him, and the ball across was a good one, but I must admit, so far we've got down the right wing and left wing rather well.
So this will be the in-swinging corner.
Good ball.
Not a bad delivery either into the centre of the 6-yard box there.
That was Rothwell.
Yeah, Rothwell
so maybe
on duty for that.
He's going to be the man.
Leeds had to switch on defensively. Debayo's done a really good job. Ultimately, he's been fouled, much to the annoyance of the home supporters, but Debayo slipped momentarily, managed to recover the situation, and ended up winning Leeds a free kick.
Yeah, certainly was a foul.
Rothwell, good ball into Piroe. O'Connor beats him to it. Gruev, James, and now Georginio. Good ball into Dan James. Forced away from goal. Still prospect there for Leeds to do something from this move. Piroe, a yellow wall between him and the edge of the penalty area, but still Leeds have worked it to Georginio. Dancing in towards the edge of the box, goes down on the edge of the box, and he's got a free kick. That cannot be far outside that.
That was close. You're right. Duke McKenna who is a forward coming back to help out, who's been lively, but a little too lively there with his challenges. And Georginio is jinking one way and the other, draws the foul just outside, looks to be.
Yeah, just beyond the white line. On the white line's a penalty, of course, so it must be just beyond. And again, another chance for us to have a look and see what Leeds have been working through in the weeks that they've been together thus far. A couple of weeks they've been together thus far. Rothwell again in line potentially here for the delivery. But Piroe also getting involved. And it's a decent looking shot in on goal. Pretty sure it was a shot. Just drifts beyond the post.
It was a decent ball in, you're right. I think it was a kind of a cross shot, aim for that far post and just whip it in. A couple of defenders there, I think Ampadu and Debayo almost got to it and didn't quite fall into the far corner, but decent effort.
Long ball from Belcher onto the head of Rodon. Debayo operating just to Joe Rodon's left. Leeds just inviting Harrogate to step forward. And now McKenna takes the bait. It's worked past him to James. Nicely down the line for Joseph. Belshaw's somewhat hurried clearance is quickly picked up and recycled by Leeds United.
I've already noticed really with Joe Rothwell, he's neat and tidy, isn't he? Really has got quick feet, controls, passes, nice and early.
Piroe. Leeds lose out just outside the box. Probably another area that they'll address, I would guess, in pre-season, is to try and get a bit more of an attacking threat through that central midfield.
Yep, for sure. I think if you just look at what our output was last season, certainly that was lacking, wasn't it? Goals from midfield, you know, that box-to-box runner. Got to come in with, you know, 5-6 goals in a season, really valuable.
Is box-to-box still a thing, or as the Euros suggest that the box-to-box concept is not the one that works anymore?
Well, certainly a supporting runner in the box from deep, isn't it? I mean, you look at Piroe and how he plays. Sometimes he arrives in the box late. But there's no doubt that you kind of need goals from all over the pitch. And that was an area where, you know, we didn't get any until the playoffs, of course.
Yeah,
and
that was the first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The free kick, which is the only set piece as well, the only direct set piece goal. So 90 points, which was a fantastic return. Not quite good enough as it turned out, but there are still areas that Daniel Farke will be very keen to get sorted out before we get started again. Harrogate pick up a free kick. And we've passed the 23rd minute now. Leeds United with the only goal of the game so far. And we're going to have a drinks break, which is not a bad idea in the warmth of the evening. So there'll be a slight delay here.
And that's not us saying we're thirsty. It's actually the players that are going off. And you're right, just having a bit of a break.
Just gives me the opportunity to mention that, listen, fingers crossed, I'll be on a flight to San Francisco tomorrow.
You got no chance.
Fingers crossed I'll be on a flight to San Francisco tomorrow, which means I'll be there in good time to meet the Bay Area Whites and anybody else who fancies attending. We're going to be at the Kezar pub in San Francisco at midday on Sunday. That's midday West Coast time, obviously. And I'll be taking any questions you have about anything you want to ask about. And I know that we've got good numbers attending already, but there is scope for more to come as well. So if you're anywhere in the vicinity, it would be really good to see you there at the Kezar pub on Sunday in the Haight area of San Francisco. And we'll talk all things Leeds United and maybe other things too.
And good luck with that journey.
Yeah, I've given it the big build-up, and yet the first task and challenge I have to overcome is to actually get myself on an aeroplane to get there. but hopefully things will be somewhere close to sorted out by tomorrow afternoon when I'm due to be getting on board. Break is all done, and the game will resume shortly.
Just first observations, I think, on the back three as well, in that Debayo is not really, breaking out of that back three and going forward, whereas Ampadu is, joining in and working really well on that right-hand side. And I think if you look at the players that we've got as well, and certainly last season, a lot of possession that we had, I think we need to be able to certainly have ball-playing centre-halves that do come forward, do break the lines, do commit a body into midfield, then we can play from there.
We saw other teams do it, didn't we? I mean, Southampton in particular had the players in there who would step out of that back line and carry the ball forward.
Yeah. Also, if you remember, in the pre-season in the Premier League in our last season, how many times a centre-half opposition really dictated play just because of the way that we played. So it's really important that we have that as well.
A chance for Harrogate to create their first opportunity of the game, looking to get the ball into the Leeds penalty area, position they've not really got themselves into yet in the opening 27 minutes. Sare's touch straight into the path of Firpo. It's just sensible, checks back, Debayo supporting. Meslier resplendent in his all-pink ensemble, almost all-pink ensemble. Pings a nice ball out. First touch from Georginio was almost typically heavy, you might say. You think he's lost it.
You think it's heavy. That's exactly what he does. You think, as a defender, I can get that one. Then you realise, actually, you can't get there. He just nicks it past you and off he goes.
And again, as we saw so many times last season, wins a free kick. Gruev weighing up his options in the centre circle. Debayo does offer one of them. Now Rodon is able to step forward. Joseph. Ampadu operating on the right wing at the moment for Leeds. He's come out left instead. Debayo's pushed up now. Rothwell. Just to keep things moving. Leeds go left to right and back again.
Yeah, at some point you need to penetrate through and try and find a man in space further forward. Lovely ball.
Georginio picked out by Rothwell. And again, the only way to stop him is to bring him down. Leeds have a centrally positioned free kick, which they've taken quickly. Rothwell showing a real willingness to get on the ball for Leeds in these opening 29 minutes. Firpo saw his attempt to get the ball to Georginio, blocked. A little drop of the shoulder. And a good drop of the shoulder as well from Matty Daly, one of two Dalys in the Harrogate 11. Debayo with a header out.
Certainly strong in the air. Debayo's just trying to call back Firpo to get him in front of his man for this throw-in.
Shadows beginning to stretch across the pitch here as the sun begins to set. Leeds coming forward with Dan James. Strong run through the middle. Just about got out the way of O'Connor, which was lucky, but he's on the ball in the penalty area. And the shot is just beyond the far post. And again, really good build-up play involving Dan James there. Almost brings Leeds a second goal.
Certainly was. Excellent. He's moved from the right-hand side centrally and came in on the Georgie pass. Nearly got wiped out, didn't he? Certainly by the centre-half, Anthony O'Connor. Fortunately, he didn't connect, but James, when he was through, couldn't quite find the bottom corner.
Fell short. And the ball out. Sorry with the header on. Debayo gets back. The header following for Leeds. It concedes a throw in. Right back takes it. Following again. Shaping to be a good run before it was unceremoniously brought to an end by Firpo, who now gets Leeds going. Joseph just stumbled as he was preparing to move on to that pass from Firpo. Gave O'Connell a chance to put it into touch.
Firpo just needed to look up as well because he wasn't quite ready to receive it, just waited and then put it a long way ahead of him. I'm sure Joseph would have outrun O'Connor.
Debayo across the back to Rodon. Rothwell is the recipient. And then the ball onto the head of Ampadu and onto the heel of James. Keeps it in play, and Leeds end up with the ball as well, so it was the right idea. Gruev. Piroe given away. Gruev goes in at the cost of a free kick to try and retrieve the situation.
Didn't think there was too much in that one. Falkingham's one that ended up on a heap on the ground, but not a lot of contact for me in that one.
Down below the camera position, a raft of Leeds United substitutes have just got up to have a little stretch of the legs in anticipation, you would imagine, of an appearance with 13 minutes of the first period remaining, plus a little bit, sometime shortly thereafter. Piroe. Firpo. A little fortuitous, but it comes to Gruev. Now Rothwell. Back into the new man in midfield. Good work. Got himself into a good position there, Joe Rothwell, to pick up the forward ball. Rodon airs after that one to make sure that following is not going to cause Leeds any sort of problem.
You see both sides little rusty, aren't they? Just misplacing passes. Pitch as well. They watered it earlier, but with this heat it's drying out, so the ball's not quite zipping along the surface.
Yeah, they had artificial 3G pitch down here when they were in the non-league, which obviously was a good earner for the club. My veterans team used to play here. This was our home stadium, believe it or not. And then when they got into the Football League, the Football League rules dictate that you have to play on grass, so the pitch had to come up. And they've laid this surface, which is a very fine surface indeed. Doesn't give them the opportunity, obviously, now, though, to hire it out to community teams, so that revenue source has been removed. Mind you, the EFL membership offers other revenue sources, the likes of broadcast deals, commercial deals and the rest, which has all helped Harrogate operate at a level which I'm sure the proper die-hard, long-standing Harrogate Town fans, and you'd have to be honest and say there wouldn't be too many of them because they didn't used to get great crowds, probably still find hard to believe. And here they are with a full house against Leeds United.
Just looking over the far side as well, our 10 subs, I think it is over there, are all warming up together. So expect a few changes.
Probably 10, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's how it usually works with these things, isn't it? Foot in from Ampadu. Piroe. Quiet so far, Joel Piroe. Rothwell, anything but. Gruev involved. Ampadu in that advanced right side position for Leeds. Working it around crisply here, Leeds United, and just a bit of a loose ball ultimately at the end from Georginio.
Yeah, I like the Rothwell. When he gets on the ball, it's angled and it's going forward. He's always looking to play it forward on an angle. Any sort of little space to feet, he slides that ball in. Does it rather well.
Arrived on loan from Bournemouth, but was at Southampton last season, the second half of last season. Actually played at Ellen Road in that end of season game against Southampton. O'Connor. A little bit of the energy levels maybe dipped a bit in this. It's been a decent watch for the first 35 minutes. Leeds just looking to push it on again here maybe as Joseph is bundled over. Gibson with a challenge. Leeds have another free kick.
Yeah, we won the ball back well. Sharply moved it forward and Joseph got it spun and went forward. Gibson, bit of a crude challenge, just running straight into him.
So Leeds, what will they do with this?
Pretty central this time. It's a long way out. Oh, and Rothwell's gone for a quick free kick and referee wasn't quite ready. Firpo was in good 15 yards of space on the edge of the box. He was given it very quickly, so bright mind there from Rothwell, but referee having none of it.
So something a bit more conventional perhaps ultimately from Leeds United. Gruev wants to be involved, Rothwell also. Here it is, who strikes the ball straight at the wall. Gruev has a go, he hits the remnants of the wall. Leeds are offside, flag is raised.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Smack it into the wall twice. Rothwell, though, trying to curl it up and over, didn't quite get enough elevation on it.
Ball is back with the goalkeeper. And then spins out of play off Firpo. Time being taken over the release of the ball from the throw-in. Debayo just puts it up for Joseph. O'Connor all over him like an octopus. Gibson out short, and James is alert to the opportunity. Back to Gruev, chance to shoot, takes it. Well, it was on target, that one, before Connor got his head in the way. The keeper had already made his move. And suddenly it's Harrogate Town who have a little bit of forward momentum themselves here. As Asari moves down their right. Support arrives from Sims. And it's taken a deflection which gave Leeds something to deal with there because it was dropping into an awkward area between Meslier and Rodon. So Rodon it was who came and took control.
Yeah, deals with it well. Left foot volley, just getting it out of danger. Just come off the back of Firpo, which diverted the ball to make it really more dangerous.
Joseph. Piroe lose out. And then a heavy touch. Means that Duke McKenna has pushed Harrogate back into their own half. And Meslier will come and deal with this. Probably would have preferred to pick it up, but he gets good distance on his clearance. Georginio on to Joseph. Joseph hooks it up invitingly towards the edge of the area, but Piroe is a little too far away from that one as it's nodded back into the hands of keeper Belshaw.
Yeah, Toby Sims, the defender for Harrogate, did really well there, because left and right, if he headed it there, he was in trouble, but back to the keeper was spot on.
Harrogate playing out from the back. Inside the final 5 minutes of regulation time at the end of this first half. Here at the exercise stadium, Wetherby Road, to those who know the geography and the locale. Wetherby Road is the road running right at the back of the stand, occupied by the Leeds United fans.
Some good communication there as well, just by Rodon and Debayo. Because Harrogate Town players, a bit of rotation in there, just that communication's important, certainly at the back. Who goes forward, who sits, or you get someone else to come in and pick up the man. You want to see all those sorts of things in this pre-season.
A little bit of pressure almost pays off from Joseph there. Then the tackle is a foul one from Ampadu, who protests his innocence. But the referee has already blown his whistle, so that'll be a Harrogate free kick. And for the first time this evening, the sun has just disappeared behind a cloud and the shadow has fallen right across the pitch. It cools the temperature a bit. Rothwell good again. He's trying to bustle his way forward. And then a disappointing pass from a Harrogate perspective. Sees the ball off the foot of Matty Daly and into touch. And Meslier in the penalty area. Carries it forward. As the ball is back with the goalkeeper. Rodon. And Georginio battles well. Still going. Eventually runs out of space. And then the whistle is blown. Leeds have a man down.
Ampadu is down. And let's hope he shortly gets up. He's up a little more now. This is the sort of thing you don't really want, but slowly getting up. No, he's not even going off to get any treatment. He's fine.
The game will restart with a little drop in for Rodon. Dan James. Gruev holds off the challenge, keeps the ball for Leeds. Debayo. Final minute of the first 45, plus a little bit to be added on for the drinks break here. But again, I think the referee will err on the side of less is more. Players are getting what they need out of this, which is a good run around. Leeds trying to do better than that here, with Georginio trying something a little out of the ordinary there. I think that was an attempt on goal, wasn't it?
No, that was actually a flick up for Matteo Joseph, but...
Are you sure?
I am certain of that.
All right.
Yeah, and he trying something out of the ordinary? Surely not. Georginio, he wouldn't do that. Yeah, he's got some ability. He tried to kind of catch it and scoop it all in the one moment. just overhit the pass.
Debayo, as the board goes up, there's 1 minute on it, so we were right to suggest that there wouldn't be an awful lot to be added on. And Harrogate have possession in the Leeds half as we move into those final few seconds. Ampadu, strong, unfair challenge. Oh, look at this. He's tried a shot, Ethan Ampadu, having seen the goalkeeper off his line, and it actually sailed wide, but I'm absolutely convinced that he was going for goal from midway inside his own half there. As it is, the play is brought all the way back up the other end once they've been and retrieved the ball from behind the far goal for a Harrogate free kick.
I think he's also a little frustrated, so whatever challenge put him down at the other end, I think might have been a little bit of retribution as well on that particular challenge.
Interesting, given the conversation with Simon Weaver, the Harrogate manager, ahead of the game, where he was saying that both sides he was sure would be looking to make sure that everybody came through okay.
Yeah, but if someone gives you a bit, you're going to give them back, aren't you?
No matter what. The Lords of the Jungle. There you go, last action of the first period. Leeds United have claimed the only goal so far in what's been pretty entertaining stuff. They've made good inroads down both sides, right and left, new look formation. Been a couple of near things and a Firpo goal to reflect on as the two teams head towards the tunnel. Yeah,
interesting first 45 minutes, I think. The three at the back certainly worked quite well. Certainly James on that right-hand side was superb, along with Ampadu. That understanding clearly is very good. Debayo just took a little while to go in the game, but made no mistakes, was nice and solid, and I suppose that's what he was after. Firpo, of course, gets forward really well, took his goal well, and certainly midfield, Rothwell, first 45 minutes I've seen him, good, sharp, like the way that he passes the ball. Really is a player that just keeps the ball moving, but nice and quickly. Piroe, for me, a bit quiet. I think certainly Ruter was livelier, and Joseph, impressive up top. So far, so good, no injuries.
Anticipate the changes, and we'll be back for full second half coverage in another 10 minutes or so. Half-time scoreline, it's Harrogate Town 0, Leeds United 1. Just looking around, I'll tell you right off the bat that Joe Gelhardt is on, Willie Gnonto is on, Pascal Struijk is on, and Charlie Crew is on, and Sam Byram is also starting this second half as well. So the players remaining from the first, Carl Darlow in goal, by the way. Ampadu still out there, Gruev still out there, James and Georginio. Daniel Farker just jogging across the pitch to take his place in the Leeds United dugout, and the game will not start until the Leeds United manager has made it across. And one further change to tell you about as Summerville arrives as the final man for Leeds United, the final member of the 11 that will start this second half here at the exercise stadium, Wetherby Road, Harrogate Town's ground. Leeds United, one junior Firpo goal up. And the game is underway again. Sam Byram on the ball. Lights are on. Ball just rolling beyond Gelhardt. And Harrogate have also made a number of changes at half-time. Defending as Gnonto tries to get forward into Gelhardt. Gets his shot on goal, just couldn't lift it over the keeper. And Leeds begin this second period in a lively fashion.
Certainly did. Gnonto down the left-hand side, gets the ball across, and Gelhardt steers it first time towards goal. Pace got taken off. I think other hit into the ground, and defender got a touch as well. But just looking at our formation again, it looks a strange one. Three at the back again. Byram, Ampadu and Struijk, the left-sided centre half. Gnonto kind of left wing back, and James right wing back.
Summerville, first significant touch for him. He and Gnonto both tight to that touch line. Here's Byram. Sam Byram, who has had quite a few Daniel Farker pre-seasons previously. This time at Norwich. Gnonto makes good movement forward. Summerville trying to get beyond him. And it's Sare, the defender, who tidies up.
Good 1-2, wasn't it, before between Summerville and Gnonto. Summerville then trying to get on the end of the return pass, not quite getting there.
Good to see Pascal Struijk back in action on the ball.
It is. We've missed him, haven't we? We really have. That left-sided centre-half, he was doing so well. Threat, set pieces as well, attacking, certainly solid defensively, but we missed that. Hopefully he stays fit and we can see the best of him.
Well, he's a player with significant Premier League experience, isn't he, in a sense, from that group. He's pretty much the last one remaining now, isn't he?
He is, and to me he looks even bigger and stronger than I remember. I mean, clearly he's worked extremely hard to get fit.
Georginio, Gnonto lets it run, intercepted before he gets to Summerville. Struik's there to get things going with Gelhardt again. Gnonto, Georginio and Summerville. Now Gruev. Charlie Crew, Welsh international, got his first senior cap in the summer. So another red dragon in the white of Leeds. Struijk under pressure. Holds following off. Gruev. Crew operating alongside Gruev in that central midfield.
Yes, so formation is just the same. Rothwell being replaced by Charlie Crew in there.
Summerville. Gnonto. Again, just over his shoulder. Slips, recovers. Gruev. Now Byram. Summerville. Byram, rather Crew, couldn't stop that one. Leeds have got to get numbers back behind the ball quickly. Byram beaten to it. Daly almost got himself into the penalty area there. Just put a little bit too much on it, so the ball spin away from him. Darlow able to clear.
Does really well to get back and make the challenge as well, and that's what James can do. He's alive, isn't he, to that defensive work as well as obviously doing well going forward.
Diligent, isn't he, in that position?
Yeah.
Struijk. Strong challenge, but too strong in the eyes of the referee. So it's a free kick for the home team. Leads off to Germany next, and games to be played there, a couple of games to be played there. Sorry for Harrogate. Nodded down from Ampadu to Crew. Gruev. Summerville can't keep it alive. Advantage played. Strong challenge, Byram. Daly coming forward for Harrogate. Good looking ball in before Ampadu got his body across it. Did a really good job of reading the situation there, Ethan Ampadu. That was pretty much the first time in the game when Harrogate found themselves in space on the edge of the Leeds box with a chance to put a ball into the middle.
And you're right, Ampadu read the danger well, knew that Daly is left-footed with what he was trying to do, just steps 3 yards the other way and blocks the cross. Excellent play.
And that foul will be given. Crew, a little crude there in terms of that challenge, because he'd just lost his man, hadn't he?
And he actually was getting the ball as well, but it studs up. And his other leg as well wasn't too far away from the studs up one. Not quite a full two-footed challenge, but not a pretty one.
And a yellow card is the outcome. And also, a really good chance for Harrogate from just outside the Leeds penalty area to test the goalkeeper.
Duke McKenna, he's over it, one of their front three. I must admit, got through a lot of work then chasing back and trying to stop us playing. But let's see what he's got going forward.
Guyana international. He's come from QPR. Via numerous loan spells. Here he is. It's a great delivery. Oh, he struck the post. Really, really good effort on goal there from Duke McKenna. Darlow rooted and Leeds saved by the fact the ball struck the upright.
Not quite simply outstanding technique. He's only inches away from the perfect goal. And you're right, Darlow did not move because he was never getting there. So much pace on the ball. Got it up and over, bending away from the keeper. No point diving. The post came to our rescue.
So Harrogate have had their first significant moment of the game in the 51st minute. And they were centimetres away from an equalising goal there. Ah, the old ones are the best, eh? O'Connor, short ball out the back. Just to say that just spotted in the crowd in our proximity a certain Paul Reaney. So Paul is enjoying his first Leeds United fixture of the close season before no doubt he'll be back on duty as ever at Ellen Road on a match day.
I'm just surprised we can't hear him.
If he knew we were here,
we love you, Paul.
He'd be up offering hugs and kisses. Fantastic man. In fact, I bumped into Paul at Norman Hunter's Golf Day. That I ran the auction for the Norman Hunter Golf Day earlier in the summer. We had a really good day, raised an awful lot of money for Leeds Hospitals charity, and Paul was a live wire presence at that, helped me with the auction.
He was the only one in collar and tie. He looked really smart.
True, he was. You were there too. Ball curled in. Darlow punches. Yeah, I don't think he got the message about the dress code, but it was good to see. Smart as ever, just as the Don would have wanted it.
So just a bit of pressure here, isn't it, from Harrogate?
They've started well this second half.
They have, lively. A couple of set pieces as well, getting a bit of confidence.
Still looking to get themselves into a position to pressure Leeds. Georginio not seen an awful lot of ball. Byram hacks it away. Gibson gives it away. Gelhardt, lovely ball into the path of Georginio. Can he show us what he can do now, maybe? In the penalty area. Just try to roll it across to Summerville, but it was undercut. And it was a pretty easy interception as it turned out.
You were waiting for a piece of magic, weren't you, then, from Georginio? But actually O'Connor does really well. Rather than getting close to him, or even within a yard, he gave him 2 yards. So you need, certainly, feet to beat. That's what Georginio wants you to come and challenge, and he can then go past. If there's no challenge, he's got no one to beat. So good defending. Georginio went for a ball back across the box, was cut out.
Crew to Ampadu. Back to Charlie Crew once more. Struijk. He's in that wide role now. Nice little diagonal ball into Gruev from Crew. Now Struijk, almost the ball that Summerville wanted. Summerville rolls it on to Gnonto. Ampadu. James makes his run. Gelhardt through the middle. Into James now. Oh, great work from Dan James there. He stopped, he started again, but still ended up offering himself in a good position. Just couldn't quite work it off the outstep, I think, there.
He was brilliant, but he just shot with his wrong foot, didn't he? You're right. With that outstep of the right foot, instead of just swinging the left, but was a really good one. Gelhardt found him well, but not quite enough power on the shot.
Oh, well, Ampadu's going to be...
a foul.
Oh, Ampadu's given the decision there.
No, it's right, because he got grabbed first. That's why Ampadu then grabbed the striker.
Yeah. Behind, yeah. Ball is good one from Georginio to Dan James. Keeper makes a good stop. players in the middle. James went for goal. Georginio set him on his way.
Good ball. James had a look up. No one was really on in a better position in the middle, so had to take a difficult angle. Keeper makes a decent stop.
Georginio goes this way, goes that way, falls over, and when the free kick is not forthcoming, gets himself back to his feet again. It's been a good start to the second half.
It has.
Chances at both ends.
Yeah, I thought we started extremely well, then Harrogate Town certainly have come back into it. Now we're back on it. As soon as I say that, we give it away.
And off it.
Yep. Oh.
And Gelhardt has caught his man a little late there in his haste to try and get the ball back. Sims was the one who got it down the back of the leg. Sims is going to be okay, I think. He's back on his feet. And O'Connor will take the free kick. Fell short. He's playing in this game when Oxley was the keeper who played the game against the last game against Huddersfield. Ball is thrown all the way back into O'Connor. Ampadu reads it, wins it. Byram and Struijk, and then Crew to Gnonto. Byram down Leeds right. Georginio offside against Dan James.
James actually went for the first ball from Byram. Instead, it got cut inside when Georginio passed it. He was certainly offside, but I think the James position in wing-back is working.
Here's a problem for Leeds, as again the ball in over the top caused problems for Ethan Ampadu.
Well, he's complaining again about shirt pull. I didn't see that one as that obvious compared to the last one, but no doubt Following was dangerous there. Really quick and strong.
Darlow got out quickly to make sure that he didn't get the chance to run the ball into an empty net. Leeds come up the other end. Gnonto back to Gruev. Cup tie feel to this pre-season friendly at the moment.
It has. We could do with a second just to stop this nonsense, couldn't we?
James. And Georginio breaks kindly for Crew. Have a ball down the channel for Dan James. Who's the final touch off? Was it off James? No, it was off the defender.
I think it was off James, but the referee did not see it because everyone has walked away as if it was a goal kick.
Yeah, that's
and suddenly the Leeds players just walk back around. And it's a corner. Okay,
yeah,
we'll take that.
Of course it is. Hence my hesitation. So Summerville comes to this. I say the near side because we're actually opposite side to the cameras for this one. So it's our near side, far side from the gantry. Summerville with a corner. Heads go up in the middle and it's broken and it's fired in by Georginio, falling backwards but got really good contact on the ball and put it high up into the roof of the net to make it 2-0 to Leeds United.
It's a great delivery. Great delivery from Summerville, and Harrogate make a right mess of trying to clear it. It just comes out to Georginio. You're right, it was off balance, but right foot just fires it, volleys it into the back of the net. Keeper no chance with that one, and a good finish for Georgie.
So there is that second goal for Leeds United, just past the hour here. And Harrogate have had really good moments in this second period. But the first really significant moment comes from Leeds United, and now that prompts a mass walk-off from the Harrogate Town players.
Who's coming on, Bryn?
He is.
Absolutely.
And him as well. And both of those. And basically, everybody bar Daly and Asare. When I say Daly, I'll make it more clear to you. James Daly, because Matty Daly's gone off. Everybody bar those two and the keeper have departed. And pretty much a new team has arrived for Harrogate. So the one thing they can count on now is fresh legs, and lots of them. Byram tumbles, gets a free kick under the challenge of March. Ampadu, one of those few who's still out there from the start. James and Byram trying to link up. Just a bit too much for Sam Byram to do ultimately.
The young Charlie Crew in midfield as well. He's been nice and positive with his passing. I like it. He always wants the ball, moves it quickly, really intent with his passing as well. Nice and firm. Looks a very good young player.
Yeah, they've been predicting good things for him for a long time, and he came through the Welsh ranks. He's absolutely raced through the Welsh ranks. He was playing regularly for the 21s as a 17-year-old, now into the senior squad, and as mentioned earlier, got his first senior cap before he'd made his first team appearance for Leeds United. Quickly taken corner kick. Summerville and James. Cross curled invitingly to the back post. Height wins it. Gnonto has it. But a referee will stop the play because there's a head injury. And it's March who's down. The 8 substitutions being confirmed.
Struijk is the one that's really headed the back of March. Struijk's just holding his forehead.
It's kind of the last thing he wants at this point,
exactly.
Isn't it, Pascal?
Nothing more injuries for him. I think he's going to have a really good season. Yep, he looks okay, so does March.
Warren Burrell, number 6. Recently re-signing George Thompson, number 7.
This could take a while.
Levi Sutton, number 17. Number 18, Jack Muldoon. New signing, number 21, Ellis
There you go.
Taylor.
Who needs me?
Number 22, Stephen Dooley.
Leeds
Number
with Struijk.
24, Josh March.
Gnonto. Summerville back to Gnonto. Interesting to see those two playing so close together through this second half. Byram. Now James. Takes his man on. Can't get it past the edge of the 6-yard box, the near edge.
James has been good, hasn't he, down this right-hand side? He got in numerous times. A couple of times his his crosses have been blocked, but always a danger, always looking. And you're right, on that left-hand side, Gnonto and Summerville playing together. Of course, Gnonto playing left wing-back. Summerville as one of the two in behind Gelhardt. They clearly get on off the pitch, and on the pitch they do rather well as well.
Good delivery again from Summerville, just over the head of Ampadu arriving. Gnonto to Georginio. Has to go back before Leeds can contemplate going forwards. James has offered himself in space. Summerville sees the run of Gelhardt. Can he keep the ball in play? No, is the answer. Little nudge off, keeps him away from it. Nudge there from Burrell. And it's behind for a goal kick.
Just a little slow Gelhardt there and moving. Summerville wanted to play him into that channel. You just wonder in pre-season, Joe Gelhardt, the chances that he gets, they could be extremely important to, I suppose, decide, what happens next.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of movement out. Rasmus Christensen, I think his move has been confirmed, hasn't it, today? Frankfurt. Has Harrogate come again here? Gnonto, great work. It's exactly what Leeds need from him in a position like that. In fairness, his man got back at him. His man being Ellis Taylor, the most recent Harrogate signing. Gnonto there in his own penalty area. Again, tidying up nicely.
Yeah, showing good discipline.
Byram is going to bounce beyond James and out. I would imagine there's potential for what Leeds could do with well, not that much actually. There's Luca Thomas and Sam Chambers and Harry Gray, as we mentioned right at the outset this evening, are those left on the bench. So
I think everyone's a bit unsure here because it's a drinks break, but no one's actually walking off. They don't all really know. Now finally they're all moving towards the far touchline.
Well, now you wonder whether Daniel Farke will maybe leave on the three he's got out there who've been involved throughout: Gruev, James and Ampadu.
Georgie as well.
Georginio as well, of course. With the players who've arrived back at Leeds United through the course of the summer, who have been away playing for other clubs, whose futures are now to be determined. But players like Brendan Aronson could well come back into the fold for Leeds United for the new season.
It's always difficult as well with international players that clearly have played week 2, 3 weeks after the season end. They do need a break, mentally and physically, just to recharge. So yes, they'll miss a bit of pre-season, but it is important that they have that break, and when they come back, get up to speed pretty quickly.
And Verba being the example really for Leeds on that basis. I think at the moment on his way back, isn't he? Whether other things will happen there, I'm not sure. Having featured for Austria in the Euros. I was thinking that when I was watching the final, when you think the players in the European Championship final will come back to their clubs and will have, what, 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks before the new campaign starts again.
Yeah.
It really is relentless, isn't it?
It is, and that's where the sports science, I think, really comes into it now, where they can monitor it and help a lot more. But what is important is they don't burn out. You pay a lot of money for players. You want them at their tip-top performance levels, and you can't just keep playing them all the time.
Well, there's a real sense to me watching some of those Euros games that fatigue was an issue.
Yeah.
The players look leggy in a lot of the games. Given away. Harrogate with a chance to cut the ball back into the middle. Good defensive work from Pascal Struijk.
Poor ball from Darlow, really was. Took his time, and then just slid a ball into midfield, which no one really wanted. Should have just gone long.
Darlow has the chance to put a better ball in now as he actually leaves the goal kick to Ampadu. 20 minutes to go here. Georginio into Crew. Look at the space for Summerville, and he'll look to exploit that as well. Racing forward, and it goes to Gelhardt. Gelhardt's well tackled in the box. Leeds pick it up with Gruev.
That was a lovely move, right from the back. Moved it through midfield really well. Georgie, first time, sets off his teammate, and Summerville just carries it a long way to produce a chance for Gelhardt. Good
Here's
play.
Gnonto, chance to shoot perhaps. Takes that chance, breaks into the penalty area. It'll come down for Georginio. I'm sure he thought about the volley, and then he thought again. Byram, and Gruev. Summerville, back to the Bulgarian. Georginio, nice touch. Falls to the floor, helped on his way. Leeds free kick.
Certainly was a free kick. Jack Muldoon was the player that was beaten all ends up.
Muldoon, the veteran. Summerville with the free kick for Leeds.
Set pieces have been good from Summerville. 2 really good corners he's put in.
Gives his teammates the signal. Curls it up. Belshaw, not an entirely convincing punch, but it does roll off the top of his glove and out of the area.
Not sure I'd call that a punch, to be honest. You're right, it wasn't very good at all. It does get the fingertips to it, but just helps it on its way.
Crew holds off the challenge, gets the ball to Dan James. There's a grey song, a grey name on the lips of the Leeds United fans, and quickly Archie is replaced with Harry, as Harry may be about to come on now for Leeds United. James. Gruev. And now James to Summerville. And then it's broken into Summerville, trying to work his way through the crowd. Gelhardt joined in, couldn't quite make it through.
Summerville nearly did, didn't he? He took on absolutely everyone there. 5, 6, 7 players, and just tried to wriggle his way through somehow.
Gnonto into the penalty area and then out of it again. Still going. Leeds just can't break through this Harrogate line. Start again with James. Byram crowded out. Gruev tips it up for Georginio. He's got a bit more space here. Clipped into Gelhardt. Forced away from the box once more. He'll spin really kindly here for Georginio. His ball all the way back into Darlow. And now Struijk. So Leeds happy with 15 remaining here to keep hold of the ball, keep possession of the ball.
Yeah, we're certainly bossing it now. Harrogate really haven't got on the ball whatsoever. They'll be happy just to get out of their own half.
Look at that. Dan James absolutely streaks away there to get to that ball. Unorthodox stop in the middle that works well for Harrogate. As Burrell just stumbled into it, kept his hands away from it. More importantly, made the block that denied Leeds a goal-scoring chance.
And just then the work rate. James puts the cross in for that chance and then sprints back to the halfway line to get it back off Daly. Just impressive stuff from Dan James.
Yeah, really good pro. Always impressed with, no matter what's happening, how it's going. I think the guarantee you get with Dan James is effort.
So Gruev looks to be the one coming off.
And so, this a significant moment from a Leeds United perspective.
No, it's
Georginio who's going off.
Gruev went across and maybe he wanted to come off, but no. The Bulgarian has to keep going.
And so, on he comes. Harry Gray. ...15 years old, by the way.
Wow.
8th of October, 2008.
2008. Right.
How old does that make you feel?
Oh, stop it. Oh.
Foul on Crew.
So, substitutions, ladies and gentlemen. Leaving the pitch for Leeds United, number 24, Georginio Ruta, replaced by a famous name, number 45, a debut for Harry Gray.
Gelhardt.
for Harrogate Town. Leaving the pitch, number 11, James Daly. And on the pitch, number 23, James Morby.
Struijk. And Gnonto. Now Gelhardt. Comes off the back of the heel there of Dan James. Wanted it in front of him, got it behind him. Ampadu to Gruev. Nice space there for Crew, well picked out. Leeds completely dominant now in this game.
You know they're dominant in the game when Gruev runs into the 18-yard box running on the end of a pass.
Well, it's what we hope to see more of, isn't it, this season?
We do. And when you are in complete control and possession, you need to mix it up. Defenders need certainly something else to worry about. If the striker's there, if the wide man's there, nothing else happens from midfield. No movement. Easy to defend against, but Gruev there. Try to get forward well.
Darlow to Crew. Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu. An engine. The engine of this team in many ways. Just on throughout. Plays every game. Plays all of every game. So even here at Harrogate, where pretty much everybody's been on and gone off, or been off and come on, Ampadu still remains. James also. Byram with a little push there. Referee allows play to continue. Cut out by Crew. And Byram again. Now Gruev. Scope for the pass to Gnonto. Maybe a shot perhaps from Gnonto. Yes, there is. Flashes that one across the face of goal. Well picked out. Gnonto had only one thing on his mind.
He did. Really good effort as well. I think Gnonto and Summerville have been very sharp, haven't they? Just too sharp for the Harrogate Town players. And this time Gnonto goes on the outside, fires a left foot shot come cross. Didn't quite find the bottom corner or find a teammate.
Ball is out under pressure. Summerville and Gnonto, another year older, in footballing terms, another year more experienced. Showed some great signs at times last campaign. I guess the challenge for Leeds will be to ensure that they are involved come the start of the next campaign, because there are no secrets on that basis in football these days. Muldoon to Thompson. Announced that he's extended his contract here at the club before the game started. Ampadu manages just to work it back to Darlow. He'd taken a deflection off a Harrogate player anyway, so Leeds United have the goal kick and we have 10 minutes remaining.
And the home side have offered very little, certainly going forward after a flurry of one or two chances and corner kicks early in the second half. It's been all our way. Just concentration now is important.
Yep. Gelhardt. Oh, he's broken nicely. Summerville surely will finish here. Oh, he's put it wide. So, no surely about it. Got in behind the back line and really should have scored. Didn't.
I was just waiting for the net to bulge. That was a strange one. So confident, just rolls it towards the goal. Unfortunately, wrong side of the post.
Well, you use these games as the range find, don't you? So
yeah, let's go with that, shall we?
And then once the real thing starts, and it's all full focus. Muldoon goes back. Interception from Byram, manages to get it to Gelhardt. almost a little 1-2 there with Harry Gray.
Yeah, so Harry's gone right up top.
He's been training with the first team through this pre-season period, so he's getting to know people in there, getting to know him. Gruev. Bit of a chase back for Byram here.
Yeah, I think Harrogate Town just can't get out. If they do actually get the ball, they can't keep it. A bit of an exercise in defending for the home side.
Had a good chat with Simon Weaver, the manager, before the game. He's a really good guy. Simon, I've known him a long time. Lives locally. And he was saying what a gulf there is between his club, if you like, this League Two level, and a championship outfit at Leeds United's level. This sums a massive. Gelhardt with the effort from distance. Padded down comfortably enough by Belshaw.
We've not seen that hammer of the left foot very often, have we? We certainly saw it when he first burst onto the scene, but that was a good effort. 25, 30 yards out. Caught it well. Just dipped. Keeper makes a decent save.
Push from Ampadu. Declares his innocence. And then pinches the ball.
This is called wasting time. You know, when you're tired pre-season, blow the whistle, ref. I'm going to take my time here.
Well, he's got every right, frankly.
I've played 83 minutes. Come on, I've had enough.
It's hot out there. He's been on from the beginning. Belshaw managed to roll the ball along his own goal line and get it clear then. The necessity for goalkeepers to be able to play a bit, in evidence even at League Two level these days. Darlow just puts it up. Gray backing into his man, couldn't quite get to it. Same mop of hair Harry Gray has
Similar
got.
running style as well.
Yeah, they look very alike. Here he is. Let's see what he can do from this. Well, he can have a shot. It just drifts wide. So not quite the fairy tale introduction on that occasion. Leeds about to make the last couple of changes here. So who gets a rest? Gruev surely. Ampadu maybe, or James. Or none of the above. Dan James is on his way towards the far side.
Ethan still doesn't get off. He's...
And the second change, it is Gruev who goes off. So to Ethan Ampadu goes the accolade of being the only Leeds player who is going to play this full match. The two have come on, Luca Thomas and Sam Chambers. Chambers wearing 76 and Thomas wearing 56.
And number 44, Gruev. And on the pitch now, on number 56, Luca Thomas, and 76, Sam Chambers.
Byram. Gnonto switch wings. Luca Thomas, who's on now, has recently signed a new one-year deal. He's an attacker. Pascal Struijk into Ampadu, just beyond Gray. 4 to go here, plus not a lot, I suspect. Even despite all the substitutions, everybody will be happy to get to the end of this one. Good workout for the two sides.
Been a good tempo to the game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we eventually quality has told. And we've made Harrogate really defend, haven't been able to keep the ball, but the tempo's always been good and high.
There's been a level of intensity to it, hasn't there, which is not always present in these fixtures, which is understandable in itself. The intensity comes more than enough intensity in a championship season, for instance, but both sides have had a good go at this one, which is good when there's a decent crowd in the ground as well, because people have paid their money. And they've had enough here, I think, to entertain them. Hopefully you have as well, wherever you're watching the game. And if you have got up very early, then well done you.
And it's always good. You get a glimpse of the future, don't you? These young players that are coming on. You think, oh, could he break through? Could he be the next one? But we're seeing Harry Gray at 15, just quite exceptional, even to get to this point, at his age is incredible.
And if you are with us this evening, then you can say you saw Gnonto tries his shot from the edge of the box. Good block made there, actually, because there's good power behind that from Gnonto.
This evening's attendance, 3,920.
3,920, the attendance for the game this evening. I think it's a little, slightly below capacity.
So you know the capacity when you used to play here?
I know what it was. We never ever saw it. Shot a cross goal there. I know the capacity because when I came here last season, it was to watch a team called Wrexham play, and I think, I may stand to be corrected on this one, I could Google it, but I think the attendance for that game was higher.
Okay.
Because I think that was their record league attendance, Football League attendance. Gnonto. Actually, Sare, fair play to him. He's put in a good shift for Harrogate. Played the full game, the new man. Signed from Maidenhead. As Simon Weaver dips down into the lower leagues to pick up new talent for this Harrogate team. And players right in front of him just at the moment.
And this evening's player of the match, chosen by Mark Peel of Match Sponsors Park Systems, goes to Harrogate Town's number 14, Toby Sims.
That, of course, is the home sponsor man of the match.
I was going to say, did I miss something?
Because Leeds have had a few contenders, and maybe there's a contender for goal of the game here as well. Comes back out for the shot, on target and in! Flies under the dive of the goalkeeper, and Sam Chambers adds a goal for Leeds United in the closing seconds here. Fine strike from Chambers, beat the keeper, and Leeds United make it 3-0.
What an excellent strike that was. Just hardly got it to bounce just in front of the keeper as well, but plenty of power, and certainly too good for Harrogate Town's keeper.
So Leeds finishing with a flourish here as we move into the added time period. Wait for the board to go up. It will tell us how long it is before Leeds are at the end of what will be deemed, I think, a decent night's work. In fact, that's it. Bang on time. The whistle sounds. And Leeds United have claimed victory in the opening pre-season game here at Harrogate Town. Junior Firpo with the first in the first half, and then lead was extended with 2 goals, first from Georginio, and then right at the end there from Chambers in the second period. A game that Leeds dominated for long periods, but still a couple of scary moments as Harrogate created a couple of decent chances, hit the post at the start of the second half. But ultimately, Leeds too strong, too powerful, too good. And Leeds have made a decent enough start to this programme, which now continues with the team travelling over to Germany and a couple of games out there. I think, all in all, there won't be too much for Daniel Farke to be disappointed with there, will
I think it's pretty ideal. I think the tempo was good to the game. The opposition were strong enough at this point of the season. First game out, Nice to try something different. So the 3 at the back was an interesting move. The wing backs, I thought at times it worked quite well. Again, when the opposition gets better, then we'll know more and more. And the debutant, so Rothwell, very neat and tidy in that midfield area, and he will certainly add some experience to the squad. But yeah, good to see some youngsters out there. Harry, of course, Harry Gray getting his run out, and Chambers scoring an excellent goal. So overall, no injuries and a really good workout.
Really good workout. A couple more games to come next week. You'll get coverage of those on LUTV. There'll be some post-match comments as well. So keep an eye on the social media platforms, the club social media platforms, for some word from within the camp in terms of the way that they react to this opening game of the pre-season programme. All in all, it's been a decent night here at Harrogate. Really hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Hope you've enjoyed the performance. And we'll be back to do it all again shortly. If you're going to the Keysar pub on Sunday, I hopefully will see you all there. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. It's finished here. Harrogate Town 0, Leeds United 3.